Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed about the 9/11 truth movement. It's pretensions to legitimacy. Have you seen those ads where they have photographs of people and they say things like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a structural engineer, or I'm an Air Force pilot, and I don't think we've been told the whole story about 9/11. 9/11 truthers love to talk about how many people with advanced degrees they have in their movement, how many structural engineers or architects or military personnel or demolition experts. And out of context, admittedly, the numbers are kind of impressive. Architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth touts over 1,600 architects and engineers having signed on to ally themselves with that group. Of course, just as when creationists and climate change deniers brag about how many smart people agree with them, once you realize that the truthers only account for just a minuscule sliver of the total number of people in their respective fields, the numbers kind of lose their edge. Calls for investigations that have already been conducted. Every year on the anniversary of 9/11, truthers will still stage protests and hold up signs bearing slogans like, "Investigate 9/11" or "Investigate Building 7." Never mind, I guess, that 9/11 is already the most investigated event in the history of investigated events. Because who knows, maybe that next investigation will be the one that disproves all the other investigations. You know, the ones that determined that the attacks were the results of terrorists hijacking planes and crashing them into shit. Of course, the mere fact that an investigation's findings don't back up the delusional conspiracy theories pushed by truthers is enough for truthers to disqualify it and ignore it and call for another investigation. Investigate cognitive bias, anyone? The obsession with Building 7. What about Building 7? Why won't they investigate Building 7? What happened to Building 7? There were 3 skyscrapers that fell that day, not 2. Larry Silverstein. Pull it. What about the CIA office in Building 7? What are they trying to hide? What brought down Building 7? A plane never even hit Building 7. Which brings me to that controlled demolition bullshit. You know, to me, this might be the most irritating 9/11 conspiracy theory, and they're all fucking irritating. Never mind how preposterous it is to see commercial airliners slam head-on into skyscrapers and then afterwards tell people with a straight face that it was probably a series of precisely placed thermite charges installed secretly that caused the buildings to collapse. No, that's not the most irritating part. The most irritating part is when people will show you video of the towers collapsing and they'll say, "See, looks just like a controlled demolition, doesn't it?" No, it doesn't look just like a controlled demolition. Controlled demolitions start at the bottom. The towers fall from the bottom up. The Twin Towers both clearly buckled at points right near where the impacts of the planes occurred. Fancy that. Controlled demolitions cause buildings to fall straight down, and despite bizarre claims to the contrary by truthers, both Twin Towers clearly did not collapse straight down into their footprints. There's absolutely no reason to even start down this road unless you are already a delusional fucking conspiracy theorist. It doesn't tell us what really happened. So let's say the official story isn't true. Let's say that the 9/11 Commission report is part of just a big old government cover-up. What really happened that day, truthers? Can you tell me? If the planes weren't hijacked by Al-Qaeda terrorists, who were they hijacked by? The Bush administration? The CIA? The Illuminati? The Jews? Were there even people aboard the planes, or were the planes remote-controlled drones? What happened to the passengers on the planes? Were they offloaded in some mysterious location and secretly killed? If that's the case, where? By whom? Was the Pentagon hit by a plane, or was the Pentagon hit by a ground-launched missile? What really happened that day, truthers? Tell me, explain it to me, show me minute by minute what happened that day. You tell me the real story. Are you even interested in that? Are you capable of that? Or are you just going to continue to hide behind your shield of just asking questions? Hey, it's not our job. We're just asking questions. What's wrong with asking questions? And there's nothing wrong with asking questions, provided that you are honest enough to accept the answers to those questions, no matter what they may be. And I submit to you, 9/11 Truth Movement, that you are not honest enough to accept the answers to your questions, no matter what they might be. And that being the case, my question to you is, what fucking good are you people? The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.